What's up, everybody? My name is Sangye Choiphel, and this is Talking Cinema. The cinema world encompasses everything from music videos to shorts to feature films, as well as documentaries and vignettes. And tonight, right here in the show, to talk about a little bit about the Bhutanese film industry, I have my guest, the Clark Kent of Bhutan. We call him fondly Superman or Anku, Mr. Karma Samdrup. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sangye. Thank you.
How you been?
I've been good. Thank you for having me here today.
What you been up to?
A little bit of this and that.
Okay.
You know, coronavirus.
Yeah, it's affecting all of us, and now the fact that the numbers are rising in our neighbor country, India, it makes it a little bit even more that much more scarier, or
Scary,
we have to be more
threatening, yeah.
vigilant these
yes,
days.
yes, boss. Yeah. So I've been out of job,
Okay.
been doing nothing. So trying to manage with a little bit tiny projects here and there. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Okay. I know you're heavily involved in this new sporting culture that's coming up in Bhutan called Enduro
Yes.
mountain biking.
Yes, yes.
Specifically the Madman.
Yes, the
Trails
Madman
of
Trails of
Bhutan.
Bhutan. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
See, in Bhutan, we have a lot of mountains.
Yes.
For mountain biking, mountains are very important.
Obviously,
So we
right?
thought, why not?
Okay.
Why not make Bhutan another destination? Bhutan has solely been, in terms of tourism, most of the tourists that come here are based on, you know, religious Beru,
Sure.
the sightseeing,
Culturally, traditional type
culture,
thing.
tradition,
Sure.
and religion. That's it. But we don't have adventure spots here
Sure,
in Bhutan.
sure.
So this is one way of introducing adventure spots, and the response we're having from our youngsters is quite good. Like a lot of interested people now talking about mountain biking.
Sure.
So we thought like the Madman Trails of Bhutan. Why not have all the trails under the Madman Trails of Bhutan and call
Okay.
it the Madman Trails of Bhutan? So that's how the idea came up about.
And why is Bhutan such a prime destination for specifically enduro mountain biking? I mean, is it because of the trails? Is it our mountains are so beautiful? Tell us a little bit about that.
Mountain biking, it does not specifically mean that okay, the trail has to be good. It has to be the vegetation, the surrounding that you have, like animals, plants, trees, and the scenery. That all matters a lot also. So all that comes as a package.
Sure.
So mountain biking, saying, then Bhutan, we have that.
You're right. We have
have-
natural trails.
We have natural trails. We have like beautiful tree-lined forests.
Right.
Like each gradient, like as we're going down the terrain,
Uh-huh.
you see the change of vegetation also. So that's what most mountain bikers also look for.
Sure.
Not just the trail kamchilejim
Okay.
you guys.
Sure.
Dichamchimemba.
So there's the technical aspect about maybe a particular difficulty within the trail that certain mountain bikers look for. It's not
Yes.
all about just a simple trail
Yeah,
going
yeah.
downhill.
It's for me, I would basically put it in as like a therapy for the soul.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like you have time for yourself.
Okay.
Just you, your bike, the trail.
And you're in the
nothing else.
nature.
Yeah, nature.
Okay.
And your concentration is not to fall down.
Sure,
If
sure.
you fall, then
But
it's
there's a common misconception maybe amongst people that hey, it's downhill mountain biking. Oh, it's scary.
No. That's what
It's really not, is it? It's
No, no.
for any weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Anybody could at any level of your riding skills. I mean, you could experience this.
This is where the saying comes in. Practice makes perfect.
Okay. Okay.
You can't be like, oh, okay, he rides. Okay, I think I'll try that also and go and do it. And then that's where most people make the mistake and have falls. You have to actually make an effort to learn. And riding a cycle on the road and riding a cycle on the trail is completely different.
Sure.
The body postures,
Sure.
the way you handle your bike is
Sure.
completely different.
So there's particular types of skills or techniques that you need to learn beforehand,
Yes.
before getting up to the
Yes,
mountain and
yes,
riding down.
yes.
And once you have those
Yes.
and hone in those techniques, you actually enjoy the ride.
Yes, yeah.
And in fact, I had a wonderful experience. I rode with Karma in
Yeah.
Bhutan, in
Yeah, we
Tarpaling,
went to
which was a
Tarpaling.
wonderful experience for me. And I'm a first-time rider, and I had a wonderful experience. I mean, it's just that you just have to maintain the line, you say,
Yeah,
right?
the line, the
You have to
line.
maintain the line. You have to have a particular body posture so that you're in balance with the bike.
Yes.
And it's such an enjoyable time. Such an enjoyable time. Hopefully, this particular initiative, this particular sporting adventure will grow in Bhutan because we are filled with mountains.
Yes.
And there is so many trails within Bhutan that we could explore.
Yes.
It's a new thing coming up. So, hey, if you're interested, do look up
Yeah.
madmantrailsofbhutan.com,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, right?
We're on Instagram, Madman Trails of Bhutan, even on Facebook also, and Enduro Bhutan.
Enduro Bhutan. That's right. Check it out. It's a very interesting sport. Now, going away from the sporting adventure side, you were involved in a music video.
Yeah, just recently.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, Pem Dicky called and she said she has MTV, and she would like she wanted an older guy.
Okay.
So it was like a flashback kind of like MTV. So then I said, hey, there's lot of other good-looking guys. Why don't you go for them? And like, no, you're perfect because you're old. I'm like, okay, fine. I've always complained.
Old and good looking.
I've always complained that I'm old, but maybe this time I got lucky because I was old. So I said, yeah, and then we worked on it and talked to Yishe. Yishe had a beautiful script laid out. He explained to me, this is the situation. It's like the young kids when they're in junior high school, they fall in love with each other, as in like they have feelings for each other, but they can't tell each other. I mean, like they can't say it to each other, saying that. So before the boy could reveal his feelings to the girl, she leaves the country. And later on, maybe I think 15, 20 years later.
Sure, as the time passes.
Yeah, maybe 15 years later, then they meet in a reunion party.
Oh my.
So that's where all the look happens.
What's the name of the song or the music
It's called
video?
Karselma.
Karselma.
Yeah, it's by both doctors.
Okay.
Doctors. Our doctors are very talented, man. Seriously. They're like all singers.
Wow.
Brilliant singers.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, typically, I think our younger generation, they're generally talented. I mean, everybody's interested in either dancing or singing or music.
Yeah.
And most of them I see, even within Thimphu, I see, I mean, everybody's singing. They have like great talents.
Yeah, it's like so amazing to see these youngsters come up, you know. During our time, we didn't have that. I mean, like, we wanted to sing, but we didn't have the platform.
Sure,
We didn't
sure.
have the equipments to
Sure.
record. We used to borrow guitars and drum set from the RBA band
Yeah.
from them, and then play in schools. And most of the time, it was basically Eagles,
Sure.
Smokies.
Sure. I'm of the same time period, so.
Yeah, so those were the kind of songs that we used to listen to and jam up to most of the time. But now we have youngsters coming up with their own tunes, their own lyrics, and such beautiful songs, music.
Right.
You know, and the theme of their songs, it's beautiful. I'm like so glad that.
I mean, the
this is
evolution
happening.
is
evolution.
pretty
Yes,
crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
And
It's crazy.
and even in terms of dancing as well, the talents within the
Go-Cup.
dancing, Go-Cup, right?
yep.
A great initiative.
Yes.
I think they just introduced ballet dancing as well.
Yeah, yep.
Which is quite fascinating, and I'm sure there's a lot of little girls out there who's very interested in ballet dancing.
Yeah, my daughter.
Your daughter's in it.
Yeah, she's like, Appa, I want to go ballet. She'll go for one day, and then from tomorrow it's like,
Well, it requires a lot of hard work and dedication,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But I'm sure once she gets down to it, and if she's really interested in it, I'm sure she'll get to
yeah.
it.
I've hosted Goku for now the past, I think, 4 years
Okay.
or so. I don't know, 5 years, I'm not sure. Sorry, Goku.
But how do you see the evolution of it?
Amazing. Every year I see a dancer, okay, and I see how they improve every year. Every year they get better and better.
The same group.
The same group, the same dancers,
Wow.
you know. And I see them dancing on their social media.
Sure.
I mean, like their own account.
Sure.
They post themselves dancing,
Sure.
and I always write to them, good. I see so much improvement, and I don't say it just to make them happy. I say the truth.
Genuinely,
I
because
say
of their
it.
talent.
For me, if it's bad, it's bad.
Sure.
If it's good, it's good. I
Right.
tell them.
Katen bera.
Katen bera labi kono. The brutal truth.
Right,
No,
right.
because it's better to hear the truth.
Sure.
And make improvements,
Rather
or
than
take it.
sugarcoat it,
Yeah,
right?
or encourage them to
Sure.
make more improvements.
Sure,
You know.
sure.
So that's
positive feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like so happy,
Uh-huh.
very excited for this year's Go Cup. So hoping to see a lot of talents.
Sure.
Uh,
Well, there are talents, but in terms of platforms now,
Platform.
obviously there are
Yes.
reality shows where dancing is portrayed. Obviously, there's that particular platform. Go Cup is a huge one.
Yeah.
Is there a limited amount of platforms for these youngsters who wants to showcase their talent?
That's the problem, man. We don't have a lot of platform for these kids, the dancers. Besides for Go Cup, from Go Cup, I don't think there's any other dance platform. But there's a new show called Palindukpa.
Yes,
It's
which is
like
coming
a
up, I think,
multi-talented
very
show.
soon, right?
Yeah, so I think that one, might have a platform, but it's
Sure.
not solely just for dancing.
Sure.
So it might have a variation.
It's a
of different-
mixture of, I
mixture
think,
different
everything, all the
yeah.
talents, right?
There were dance, chamchi baby. Go Cup's the only one, and it's been growing every year, and I've seen it grow, and children actually look forward to Go Cup. If it wasn't for the coronavirus,
Sure.
yeah, I think Go Cup would have
Sure.
exploded.
Sure.
The last Go Cup that we had to do it live on Facebook.
Okay.
Still, we had around like 2,000 to 3,000 viewers viewing that, and kids were like begging to come inside to the auditorium to see.
Wow.
And we were like, no, we can't do that.
Right.
It has to be. We have to follow protocol.
Right. We
You
have to
can't.
maintain that.
You can't break protocol, people.
Very exciting. But one thing about Go Cup, I mean, sorry, I want to talk a little bit more about your involvement within the film industry, but let's stick to the Go Cup thing because I find it very fascinating and interesting. Most of the dance style that they do, I mean, maybe there's a common misconception. Is it genuine? Is it mostly all like Western style, or is it a combination of like? I mean,
See, dance moves, there's Western styles. It's the concept.
Okay.
But the body movement and the dance step, it's all them.
okay.
So I'm sure that like Western influence Europe.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
our style.
Sure.
The kids that dance. Yeah.
Sure.
But now we do have other youngsters like I'm not sure whether you have seen them. They're called the Drukpin girls.
Yes, I have actually. Yes. Yeah. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
They're
So
wonderful.
These groups now, they are the ones who are actually breaking the barrier between the Western and the Bhutanese thing.
Okay.
They're
It's like a fusion. Sure.
mixing it up
Uh-huh.
and making it their own.
Right.
So things like that are happening now. So I think that's a good thing. More rather than to stick to just your own, why not take something of others,
Sure.
make it something new, and make
Right.
it our own
Oh.
in a variety better.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
that's where the evolution is, and I think it's a natural sense of evolution where you sort of maintain a bit of tradition as well as put in something that's going to be far-reaching in terms of the future sense of the evolution of dance, perhaps.
It's because of I haven't seen this before. After Go Cup came out, then people started experimenting. I think the kids started experimenting, saying, okay, we need to do something different. We need to do something new.
Sure.
So then the Drukpin girls came, and I was
Sure.
like shocked. The first time they were dancing on stage,
right.
I was down there with my mic, and I was like, their whole performance. I was like,
You had
in
an
awe.
open mouth in
I
awe.
was in awe. I was like, my God, is this really happening, man? This is amazing to see something like that.
Right.
Our kids
Right.
coming up with something like this.
Right.
Because to be honest, man, our film industry, our music industry, be it in terms of entertainment,
Sure.
we're growing right now.
Right.
Like if we were like a flower, we are just a bud right now.
Right. It hasn't blossomed yet.
No, man.
Okay.
So, it's amazing to see all this come into place, like how talented our kids are. Now, in terms of singing also, we have
Sure.
Sonam Wangchen. Oof,
Right.
Sonam Wangchen, I love
Beautiful
you.
voice.
know.
Beautiful voice.
Sonam Wangchen. Then we have Calden.
Right.
And then nowadays we have a lot of music producers called Kenny. You know, like it's amazing to see.
And there's a
some-
whole series of rappers who are doing really well, aren't there?
Yo. Chugo, Chugo, Chugo.
There you go,
Oh,
Chugo.
Chugo is like amazing, man.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Drona.
Sure.
Like, see, yeah,
Sure.
where we had all this
Right.
in our time.
Right.
Our time, it was just Eminem, Dr. Dre, Tupac. Now
right.
we have Chogo.
Right.
You know, our own Bhutanese rappers. And
Right.
it feels so. And every time I listen to their songs, I don't know. I feel damn proud. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bhutan, we
Right.
can do it.
Right.
Bhutanese now, Bhutanese artists. So I always take it, I always push myself the extra mile to support all these artists. Because
And to
as an
encourage
artist,
them.
I understand
Sure,
the
sure.
support that I get.
Sure.
When somebody comes to me and says, wow, your movie's nice.
Right.
I really liked your
Right.
acting. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm the best actor.
Right.
No, it's like,
Right.
oh, good, they liked my hard work that I
Sure.
put into it. They're
Then you
appreciating
tend
the
to work harder.
Then you
Right.
want to work harder
Sure.
also. Then you push yourself also to be better. So I think support, please, people, support our artists. That's all I ask you all to do.
There you go. Please support our local artists. If there's no support, that particular that realm of talents that's amongst our youngsters, there's no room to grow if there's no support. So support is very
Like,
is
for
essential.
instance, look at Korea. I mean, like, most of the people in Bhutan don't understand
Right.
the Korean language. Maybe a few girls can
Sure,
understand.
sure.
If they,
The K-pop
yeah,
culture.
K-pop culture.
Okay.
See, now we don't understand a single word they're saying, but still,
But we're consuming
huh?
it.
We're
Right.
like dancing to
Right.
it. We're like BTS and all,
Right.
no?
Right.
So, so that type of culture, that mindset, if we
Sure.
can have it in Bhutan,
Sure.
because to be honest, our Bhutanese product, be it movie, music, and all, like I said, we're growing. And it might not be up to the level of the Indian cinema or music or the Western cinema
Standards, right.
standards.
Okay.
Midabate.
Okay.
And our Bhutanese concept is that is better.
Sure.
And ours is like, okay, I like that. So
Okay.
that concept is there.
Sure.
So if we can break that,
Sure.
I think then we don't need a platform for our artists.
Okay.
The artists themselves, they will start making money themselves.
Sure.
And
And there's
they'll
room
start
to
growing.
grow
Yeah,
within that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Wonderful.
So,
But
like I said,
yes, you yourself are a talent. You've been involved in many films, music videos, as you just talked about, and also a travelogue with Yi
Yewon.
Yewon,
Yeah,
right?
you get away.
I do travelogues as well. So talk to us a little bit about like how you feel about a travelogue.
All right. So before I go on with the my travelogue, when I was doing my movies a long time back, I used to watch your Najin Express.
Oh, thank you very
Then I
much.
used to like look at your show, and I was like, oh my God, I wish to do that one day.
Okay.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
You know, so I was always fascinated and very curious about how that would be.
Sure.
So I went with Pemsi, Getaway. She asked me, would you like to come along for to hosting the show? I said, why not?
Sure.
I said, like, why not try something, you know? I'm a person who like to try, I like to try things,
Right.
even if I'm not good at it.
But you gotta try it, right?
Yes, you gotta try it,
gotta
otherwise
try
you
it.
won't know.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, let's try it. Then I tried it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, like, of hosting the show,
Okay.
as in like explaining the place, discovering, and the best part was to get to experience the culture,
Sure.
the different ways that they have,
Sure.
the different cuisine,
Right.
the beautiful places that you
Right.
see if you
Right.
don't go out of Thimphu.
Right.
So on about that, it was an amazing experience,
Okay.
man. So yeah, if given an opportunity, I would
Do it
give up
again?
acting for Travelogue.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
You enjoyed it that much?
Yes, yes.
Wow. Was it difficult? You know, obviously you're on the road, you're filming. I mean, it's not completely all fun, is it?
Yeah, no, no.
mean,
I
because
mean,
there
like
is
you have
work
to
involved.
hike a lot, then certain timings, conditions, you know, and the travel, and you're completely exhausted. Sometimes you have to go continuously shooting for a week, and then things like that are there. I mean, like you know, the pros and cons of
Right.
there's like everything in life has pros and cons.
But I'm sure the pros far outweighs the cons.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love doing travel shows.
Tell us, like, what was your favorite place? I mean, you guys have gone to many different places
Yeah.
within Bhutan. Tell us about one particular favorite place that you enjoyed the most.
Particular place that I enjoyed the most, I would say it would be my trip to Tashiansi.
Okay.
We had gone to Tashiansi, and in Tashiansi we had to go further towards the border,
Okay.
where actually you can see the Bhutan and India border.
Sure.
And there was a small village. I'm really sorry, but I forgot the name of the place. So we were supposed to go and cover naked dance there.
Okay.
So we had to hike almost probably I think 6 hours. Or 7 hours.
Sure.
So we didn't have time. We were like we had to come back to Thimphu. Then we just had 3 days, and we had to come back to Thimphu. So they said, okay, we're going to do the shoot in 1 day.
Wow.
I said, fine, okay. Then morning we went to shoot in Tashiansi, and then I asked them, where's the place? The other side of Tashiansi.
Wow.
So by the time we got to the road point from where we hiked towards that village,
Sure.
we got there around 7 o'clock in the evening. Started hiking. We reached the village around like 12 o'clock at night. Shot till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And then hiked back to the roadside. Reached back 7 o'clock in the morning. So you can imagine.
Right.
And we had to catch them at that time because they don't perform the night naked dance during daytime. But
So it
it's a
happens
particular
early,
time,
right.
Pongi.
Okay.
Around 11:30, 12, I
Okay.
think, around that time.
Okay.
So we had to reach there at the time. So that's why our schedule was like that.
And you guys were allowed to film? Because most of the time, I mean, these kind of dances
Yeah,
are
we were
not
lucky
used.
enough. We were lucky
Wow.
enough. Oh my God, it was quite an experience.
Sure.
No, but they were not completely,
Sure.
completely.
But it's a
naked.
unique culture, you know?
I know,
It's
yeah.
something new even for us Bhutanese as well. I know Bumtang has a very famous naked dance as well, and it's a tourist attraction as
I think the dance steps were quite similar. They do this.
Sure.
Yeah, the movement is.
Okay.
This is the movement. They come. They do this movement. They come to you. They grab you. They lift you. Then they start.
What's the significance of that? Is that supposed to sort of ward off evil?
Yeah, I think
or-
yeah, that's what the lady was saying, that evil
Wonderful, okay.
village ki evil dan discarded and basic.
Wow. Fascinating. And if there's anybody out there who haven't watched this episode, they could watch it on Ye Getaway's social media platform.
Yeah, Tashiansi.
So check it out. Check it out. Ye Getaway. It's a wonderful show. I've also worked with Pimsy once or twice, and it's been a wonderful experience. But let's get into your acting career. I mean, you've been involved in many films.
Yes.
As well as series, I believe, right?
Yes.
How did you get into that? I mean, what made you go like, you know what? I'm gonna try out acting.
Me and my friends, when we were small, when we were younger, that time we didn't have a lot of movies and all also around those days. So one of my friends, he had a camera,
Okay.
Tafui camera.
Okay.
Yes, we said, okay, fine. We were like, okay, let's make a short play and record it. And then we had the gunda, we had the keta,
Sure.
and I was the kisi.
You were the.
We didn't have any girls over there at that time.
Also, it was like a
So
very
the-
traditional,
just
like,
guys.
back in the day,
Back in the day.
Shakespearean time, you know, where men had to dress up as women and they portrayed
So I had a
women
wig.
characters.
Then, like, I was like completely just like a girl, man. So yeah, I was the kitty, and then we had that. We shot that small video.
Well, it must have been a very fun time. I mean,
Yeah.
this was when you were much younger.
Yeah, and it was so. It was quite amazing because to be at that age and to think of a script like that.
Sure.
We thought, okay, fine. The Gunda comes. The kitty is the Gunda's sister.
Sure.
And the Keta is in love with the kitty.
Oh, okay. So the conflict and the drama is
conflict,
already
drama. And our good friend Bruce Lee was my
Okay.
the boss.
there. Okay. Jamyang.
Jamyang.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, so that's how it started.
Okay.
So then years later on, then I started doing Radio Valley. I
Okay.
started RG.
Okay. Wow.
That's how I got the name Superman. From
Okay.
Radio Valley. From my
Okay.
show. voice
So,
choice.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If
So-
you didn't know how Karma Samdrup got the nickname Superman, that's how he got it.
We didn't want to reveal my identity.
Okay.
As,
Oh, that was your stage name.
yeah, stage name
Okay.
Zumbe. So to keep it anonymous.
Sure.
And people always thought, listening to my voice, they thought like a big hunky guy. They come to me and yeah, Superman.
They were
It was quite
surprised.
sad, yeah. So I was there. I was doing a radio jockey, baby, Luchi Chamchi.
Okay.
Then my friend Ning Top,
Okay.
he wrote the script to Finding Shangri.
Okay.
That was my first movie. So he
Okay.
walked up to me one day. He said, "Do you want to do this movie?" I wrote a script, and we're trying to make a movie.
Mm.
And the character, he's the one who wrote the script. So he was saying, there's one particular character who you can do justice to. His character is somewhat exactly like yours.
So he wrote the character
Based on me.
On you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like, okay, fine, let's.
Okay.
I never had the thought that, okay, I'm going to take acting now as
Okay.
the main thing.
It just so happened because your friend had asked you and he had written a character
yeah.
based on
and
you.
I thought okay, fine, man. It must be a small role. I said,
Sure.
okay, fine, I'll do
Okay.
it. But baby, well, that movie was so beautiful because it did not have just two characters, the two
Okay.
main characters.
Okay.
It had 5 friends.
Okay.
And the whole movie was revolving around different stories of
Oh,
all 5
okay.
friends.
Okay.
So that's why I found it very beautiful,
Sure.
the script. And I said,
Sure.
okay, fine, I'll do it. That's how it all started, man.
Okay.
And my first time acting, I was very nervous. My zonka was very bad.
Uh-huh.
I was struggling a lot.
Uh-huh.
But in time, yes, this is what I would like to tell the youngsters. Time will give you confidence, will give you the courage, will give you the boost to push yourself forward.
But you got to put in the work.
Yes, you got to put in the work. You can't expect to be like, oh, I want to be an actor and then be
Automatically.
be the superstar
Right.
in one night.
Sure.
Yeah, it takes a long time, man.
Sure.
Seriously.
Sure.
Like people like Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan also,
Right.
they have struggled a lot.
Right? They
We just-
also started from the bottom, obviously,
yeah, we
right?
just see the beautiful side of their story, which is on movies. We
Sure.
don't see the ugly side.
Sure.
The struggle that they
Right,
have.
right.
So each and every actor in Bhutan also.
Right.
And to be honest, I would like to, really appreciate all the actors in Bhutan because most of them have never gone to a film school.
Right, yeah.
Have never been coached.
Right. Or acting
Kara
school.
Kora Kora,
There are
acting-
few, I believe there are few actors who have
Few.
done
I think
acting.
Sonam Meke and
Right.
I think Soki Tomo.
Right. Right.
Besides them, I haven't come across anyone.
But that's fascinating, isn't it? I mean, they've never had any official training. It was through purely interest and passion,
yeah.
and putting in the hard work that they're there. I mean,
Yeah.
like some of them might have had experience with theater in terms of rapa,
Yeah.
right? So the traditional type of theater, and that they've sort of morphed it into the cinema aspect of it. But it's a wonderful thing, isn't it? I mean, especially for Bhutan and
Yeah.
Bhutan cinema, because most of us are not trained
Not trained,
professionals.
honestly.
So
I mean,
how did you hone in your skills? I mean, okay, so you Shangri-La, right?
Yeah.
Your first film,
Then-
you acted in it because the character was based upon you. Now the other films you were involved in, once you got the experience of it, how did you approach that?
the most important thing was the support from people,
Okay.
the encouragement.
From your friends, family?
Not friends, as in like people who've actually watched my movie.
Okay.
Excuse me. They come up to me and say, "Oh yeah, we love your work.
Sure.
We love your acting."
Sure.
And that makes you drive yourself,
Sure.
push yourself more.
Sure.
So I think it's because of that I've pushed myself
Okay.
a lot because I've honestly seeing that I've got a lot of support from a lot of people. Everyone's been very supportive. I've been lucky to have that support. So I think that is one of the main reasons why I keep on pushing myself to giving my best, not being the best,
Okay.
but giving my
Giving
best.
your best,
Yes,
right. Giving it all
performing.
out.
Yes, because for me, my performance in the movie, if I can see the audience smile, you have no idea how much joy it brings
Sure.
that brings to my face.
Sure.
Seriously,
Sure.
it's amazing, the feeling. It's like seeing your crush for the first time.
So it's that exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like when you have to do a particular role, obviously you just talked about earlier about when you first started with your friends, you had to dress up like a girl. Do you normally? Is there a particular role type that you like, or you don't care what type of role it is? Like you could get into it.
Yeah, I try to read the script and see what kind of character the person is.
Okay.
You know, then if I feel okay, I can do justice to this character,
Sure.
then I take the role.
Sure.
If I feel like, no, that's not my type,
Mm.
because for me, I'm a person who likes to make people laugh.
Okay.
So I'm a more of a comic side.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
So I don't like doing serious roles where
Okay.
like
Right.
you have to cry
Right.
and then you have to like literally be on the serious side with
Right.
everything. I don't like that type of roles. I like mine is like more comic roles,
Comedy and
like
comic.
Jim Carrey, man.
Okay. Okay. Well, who's your favorite? I mean, like, it could be within Bhutan as well, but even outside outside international film realm. Is there any particular type actor that you look up to, or
In Bhutan, it's flat on Tashkim Duji.
Okay.
My favorite.
Okay.
In terms of dialogue,
Okay.
in terms of acting,
Uh-huh.
in terms of the comic feel that he gives,
Uh-huh.
if it's needed.
Uh-huh.
Have you watched Pot of Gold?
I haven't watched it, but I've seen the trailers.
You should watch that. You should watch
Right.
that movie. I loved him in that movie. It was mwah. With Amdo Jom also.
Okay.
She complimented his role.
Okay.
Both of them complimented each other
Okay.
so well.
So casting is very important.
Yes, casting is very important, man. Seriously. And in Bhutan, that's the problem. Ro, Chikale Papyo, they have a movie.
Right.
Okay, they need to cast most.
They have a casting director who
does
looks
everything
for
and he has an audition for people who come in and then for that particular role they have to audition.
Right.
But in Bhutan we don't have that pattern right now, and we
Right.
can't afford to do that.
Okay.
Because we don't have a lot of actors. I mean, like
Sure.
a lot of people, you tell them, come, please do a role. They say, camera don't go hip.
Oh.
There's so many people who are like that.
Yeah.
So, so while shooting a movie, you go to a set, and if there's a character, you don't have a cast. They go somewhere and then ask some random person, can you act? And he'll say yes. And pull him and put him in the scene. And that's how you compromise the acting.
Right.
And the scene,
Right.
if it's a powerful scene,
Right.
then it's like down the drain, man.
Right.
When-
Because they can't perform
Yeah.
at that par.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't blame them also.
Right.
It's something that Bhutan will have to outgrow.
Sure.
And maybe in time that will happen also
Sure.
as we have more artists,
Sure,
actors
sure.
coming into the film industry.
Sure.
Yeah. Anigi. So it compromises, the acting compromises the whole movie. It's the scene, everything. So that seems to be a problem right now.
Well, I mean, you mentioned a little bit about what would be the solution? I mean, in terms of that.
We need casting agents.
Sure.
We need to have a stronger association for the actors where
Sure.
they can actually, what do you say? How do you say? They can feel free,
Okay.
you know.
Do you
be
think there's a
obligated.
need for like acting school or film school
Yes,
within Bhutan?
yes.
I mean, and
That's
how
how
much
we
would that
build.
help?
That's how we build, man. If you want an engineer or architect, you need a
Right.
proper college degree
sure.
to be that
Sure.
architect.
Sure.
So if we have film schools and colleges, that will naturally have a lot of good artists, enhanced actors who actually can take Bhutan's acting and film to another level.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
Another thing might be like how do people, general public, perceive actors? I mean, the profession of acting. I mean, is there like I'm not sure about that particular job. Like, I mean, generally how people perceive, that profession as an actor yourself. I mean, what's your take on that?
It depends on what type of role you do,
Okay.
I think, for
Okay.
an actor.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're a comedian like, say, Pupatile, he's walking in town. He doesn't have to even open his mouth, man.
Right.
Just his face, people
Right.
start laughing.
And people accept that.
Yeah, accept
Right.
that. Yeah. So if it's like, so it's, how do I put it also now? The way people say it is like,
Is it a respectable profession? That's what I'm asking, basically.
It is, but you know, people tend to talk a
Sure.
lot, spread a lot of rumors.
Sure.
So you can never say what's true and
Mhm.
what's false.
Mhm.
And sometimes we have good apples and bad apples.
Right.
And
right.
because of few bad apples,
The entire image is ruined.
yeah.
All
so
right. All right.
basically, to put it in a nice way,
All right.
so that I don't get scrutinized later.
But in terms of a profession, is it can you make a career out of it here within the Bhutan?
As a profession, okay. Now, if you can push yourself, if you can work hard, if you can really, really stress yourself out, yes, I think you can. But if you're a person, laid back person, then I don't think that's good.
So let's say, as a side actor, can you get to a point where you could be a lead actor and make what a lead actor makes? In
Oh,
terms of
this is
monetary
one
value?
concept that I like to think. Bhutan has this very weird concept of saying actor, actress, side ketta, side kitty.
Right.
We are all actors.
Right.
We all go through the same thing.
Right.
We all do the same thing. Why side and ketta and kitty? We are all actors. We should be all considered the same. So this is my problem with Bhutan's film industry. You know, we are all actors. Why call someone an actor?
But you're treated differently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side ketta, side kitty.
Okay.
What does that mean? I really don't.
Sure.
This has been my problem for a long time. Because at the end of the day, what the main ketta is doing, even the side
Acting.
ketta is doing.
Right.
He's acting.
Right.
So why side?
Right.
You know?
Right.
If the ketta doesn't have a friend in the movie, if the kitty doesn't have a mother in the movie, how is the movie possible?
Right.
Ketta kitty chamchi khora khora ni.
Each character has to work together
Yeah.
in order for the story to be told in a
Yeah.
proper way.
For example, if you're making Emma Tatsi, you just put Emma. Do you think it'll become Emma Tatsi? No.
You need Tatsi.
You need Tatsi.
And
you need
oil and salt. Right.
Huh?
Everything.
Ingredients.
Right.
To make it one.
Uh-huh.
So our Bhutanese concept of, oh, the movie is just based on the ketta and the kitty. You know, they don't look at the others, don't appreciate the others.
Right.
And that kills their motivation.
But I mean, if you look at, let's just talk about Hollywood films. I mean, they have, at the end of the year, they have their annual award ceremonies where even side characters are recognized.
Yeah. Sometimes they win the main
Right.
category
Right.
awards also sometimes. you know.
Because of their performance.
Performance. It's
Is
all
there
about
something like that here in Bhutan?
I'm
where,
not sure.
Where side characters are encouraged?
I'm not sure how.
Because not everybody could be the lead character, right? I mean, because there is a particular stereotype. I mean, if it's a male lead character, they need to look in a certain way, perhaps, for marketing strategy and all that stuff, right? They need to be young, perhaps, handsome, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Or even for the female lead character, right?
Yeah.
Young, beautiful.
Beautiful, tall.
So, right. So, where does that leave the side characters, right? Because, I mean, if there's no encouragement, then...
So
And like you said, to make Emadasi, you need everything.
yeah, we need everything, and that's what, man. Seriously. Then when you're pushed to the side, who knows if that side kitty was given the opportunity to be the main kitty, she could
Sure.
pull it off better, man. And
Sure.
I've worked in movies where I felt the side kitty is better than the main kitties.
In your personal opinion.
Honestly.
Does that happen a lot?
Of-
So that's why I was asking earlier as a profession. Now, generally, obviously, if you work hard enough, I'm sure you could
Yeah.
make a career out of it.
Yeah.
But there's that stereotype,
Yes,
isn't there?
yes.
So even if you work very hard,
Hard.
you might not be able to get that lead character
Yes, yes.
depending on. I mean, what's the filming culture here in the Bhutanese film?
The filming culture. Okay, all right. The filming culture. is-
How the entire business works, basically. I mean, you've been involved.
as far
in
as
it.
I know, I'm not saying it is like that,
Uh-huh.
but as far as I've heard and
Uh-huh.
I've seen,
Uh-huh.
it's like, okay, he's good looking,
Uh-huh.
we'll put him.
Uh-huh.
All right, she's good looking, she'll make us more money.
Uh-huh.
So that concept, that concept, we have to break that concept
Uh-huh.
of like, all right, always thinking about making, rolling the money.
Sure.
Of course, money is important.
Well, yeah, it's an
but
essential part of
At
it.
the same time, it's how you grow.
Sure.
So if you just grow with money on your mind, it's not going to take you long, man. You're going to fall down one
Sure.
day because people are going to get bored
Sure.
with whatever you're producing.
Sure.
But if you try to encourage and bring in more talents,
Sure.
there's always going to be varieties of
Sure.
different people, different actors coming in. So I feel in that way, we should have this change. You know, the concept of the Keta and the Kitty being the main characters of the movie. Seriously, even sometimes it's just the two of them with their drama in between, and the side mother, father, the other characters that play along also are just given small time to play, not much opportunity,
Sure.
and a whole span is given to the main characters.
Sure.
So, if we can change that a bit, give the mother, the father, or the brother, or the sister to show their talent also a little bit more, you know. In
Is
terms
it
of
the screen time?
Yes, I think so. The screen time, because half of our Bhutanese movies, if you calculate, there'll be like 4 5 MTVs. 4 5 MTVs, the Keta and the Kitty is dancing on the mountaintop. Okay, so each song is 3 minutes. 3 5s are 15. 15 minutes, if you could have just given it to side Keta or a side Kitty, they could do so much.
But I mean, that might be the formula in order to, because obviously you got to look into who your target audience is. We are so influenced by
The
Bollywood
Indian-
style
yes,
of
yes,
filmmaking,
Bollywood
right?
style, yep.
And that particular type of formula works for our audience.
Yes, it does. Because just like how we all love Amul butter,
Right.
Indian product. If you go outside Bangkok, other places, you won't find Amul butter. And only in Bhutan you find Amul butter. And we love Amul butter. It's the same concept, bro. So
Well,
it's
what's
gonna be,
your-
it'll be difficult to break out of it
Uh-huh.
and make it our own. We have a few creators and artists who are trying to do that, but they're having a tough time to do
Right.
it. But it's very difficult to break that barrier.
Within
Because,
Bhutan, I would
yes,
imagine.
yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about the independent filmmakers, they are breaking that barrier outside of the country.
Yes, outside.
Just
But not
within the
inside.
country,
Where-
it's very difficult for
Where
them,
it
isn't
matters the most is not being done. You know, you can show outside. Okay, fine, you get support from outside, but what matters is inside. The support from inside.
What do you think that is? Is it the filmmakers' fault? I mean, I don't want to say fault, or is it?
It's not
just
the
the way-
filmmaker's fault. It's just the pattern that we're following.
Okay.
It's
Is it the
pattern.
audience? Do they not accept that type of film, or
No,
are
the
we
audience
so?
audience are completely. They've been spoon-fed till now.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
they've been spoon-fed, and now when we tell them to, you eat it yourself, they don't want to eat it. I want to be fed.
They're so used to be
Yeah,
fed.
so used to.
Okay.
So I think basically that's what's happening.
Okay.
It's no one's fault
Uh-huh.
that this is happening.
Uh-huh.
It's just that in time, this is how our Bhutanese cinema has been progressing till now, and I really wish that it changes the pattern that they follow.
Well, I mean, one particular film, and I wanna get your take on it as well. Pao Choing's film, Lunana Yak in the Classroom. I find that film like a fusion of what we have right now in terms of the mainstream film industry, films usually within the mainstream film industry, as well as the independent. It's a mixture of both. I mean, he's got the song things going, but he's done it in such a way that it doesn't. It goes away from that Bollywood style of filming.
Yeah.
Can films, and I want to take basically I want to ask you, like, would films like that like sort of break that mold? Because it's like I almost feel like that's like a perfect type of film that does that.
Yeah, it will, but it'll take time.
Uh-huh.
That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
Like I told you,
Uh-huh.
the Bollywood influence is like stuck to us like super glue right now. So it'll be difficult to take it off. But slowly we'll have to take it off. And now we have, because like when you look back, the Bhutanese film industry film industry audience is mostly you would see school kids, villagers, taxi drivers, soldiers, and and their wives, soldiers'
Okay.
wives. They are the biggest fans of the music.
Okay.
They're the type of people who actually watch most of the
And
movies.
certain population of
Certain-
civil servants,
yes.
I would imagine
Yes,
as well.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
there are
Now it's
enthusiasts.
growing, you
Right.
know, because I think basically it's because of the songs.
Okay.
Because songs ki begale, songs really lifts the movie. So then we have another set of audience who go abroad, who study outside,
Sure.
watch Western movies,
Sure.
watch
Art
other
films,
artistic movies,
right.
documentaries,
Right.
and they have a different mindset of
Okay.
how a movie should be.
Sure.
And when they come back to Bhutan and see our Bhutanese movies, they're like, "What?
This
This
is
is
not.
not my type. It's
Okay.
not my type. Oh, I don't want to watch that." So we have two groups
Okay.
of audience.
Okay.
One feels that, okay, Bhutanese movie is not good enough for me.
Okay.
The other ones are like, "Oh, we love this type of movie."
Sure.
So that's the
Well, what's your take on it? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, for me, generally, I mean, each way these particular genres have their own way of telling a
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's your take on it? Is it a good thing or a bad thing, or you know?
I think it's a good thing because you have two sets of audience.
Okay.
But the sad thing is, you know, both of them don't make a point to come in between and
Sure,
meet
okay.
somewhere. Like but it's like closed doors for both of them.
So it's like two separate
Two
entities.
separate. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would really wish if they could like infuse and come
Sure.
in the middle and then work
Find a
something
middle
out.
ground,
Yeah.
work something, and make something that's completely, truly Bhutanese type of thing.
Because
Very
sometimes when I watch a Bhutanese movie and when I see how their storyline is going,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my god. I like think to myself like, oh, they could have done this better.
Okay.
They could have done that in that way. Why didn't they think it in that way? It's just solely the director's view.
Okay.
So that's one of the problems here, I guess.
But it's interesting how you said that mainstream film industry's audience is mainly school kids, villagers, the military and their wives,
Yeah.
and maybe a certain sect of the civil servant population. It's interesting how you said that because if you look at film history, even in America, it was early films were mainly attended by immigrants, and it was for them to sort of escape reality.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, that's what's happening here, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it? Villagers working hard in the field, right? Perhaps maybe school kids, 8 to 3 p.m., right? Or throughout the week, going to school, and that one weekend, maybe they'll go out for a movie
Movie.
and just escape reality.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that it's starting at somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, just like any other film evolution that happened in other countries, it's starting somewhere.
Starting.
It's a great thing, isn't it? But you have dived into a little bit of directing, haven't you? I mean, maybe not big projects, but I'm sure you've done small videos. Would you be interested in directing? I mean, because that's something
Absolutely.
that you're interested in. aren't you?
Absolutely. I would love to. Now, for me, more than acting, I'd like to direct because I'm not saying I've learned a lot, but all the years that I've been in the film industry and I've been in the entertainment business, I've learned how to work
Okay.
things out.
Okay.
So I would like to now, instead of build myself,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to direct and, show people something different,
Mm-hmm.
as well as create a platform for our youngsters to come and work with me so that I can enhance or, give them some of my ideas,
Sure.
concepts,
Sure.
and maybe they can take it to the next level because
Right.
my time's up, man. I'm almost 40, so
Right.
my time's up. So yeah, we need the youngsters, and I'd like to tell all the directors, producers, give chance to the younger ones. We need younger actors. The older ones are not going to live forever. We're not going to be here forever. You can already see wrinkles on my face.
Well, Karma, you're only 40, and if you look at the statistics of how, if you look at most of the Hollywood directors, they've won their awards, perhaps when they're, on average, I think it's about like 40, around 50s.
50s.
Most of the directors, by the time they turn 50s, that's where they win
Yeah,
awards.
that's
so
when-
when you take it into that consideration, you're not that old. Not that old.
Maybe. But yeah, I really would like to see improvements and see the film industry and the entertainment business in Bhutan grow.
And be a vibrant
Yeah.
type of field.
We have a lot of vloggers vlogging now.
Sure. Sure.
And it's nice, entertainment. And entertainment is something that you can use to get to people.
Mm-hmm.
Be it sending a message, be it making them happy,
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beautiful thing, but
It's a powerful medium. It's a very
it's
powerful
quite
medium.
dangerous also if you don't know how to use it. So, yeah.
Well, we are almost up in terms of time, and this is one last question that I ask everybody who sits in that chair, and I think throughout the show you have sort of touched upon it. To all the youngsters, actor enthusiasts, film enthusiasts, cinema enthusiasts, and someone who's been within the realm of film, Bhutanese cinema, travelogues, music videos, and even getting hands-on directing, just within the cinema world, having that experience. What would you tell your final last message to the audience that are watching?
My final message will be to the audience, Siru. Audience will always enjoy. It's to the youngsters. Believe in yourself. Work hard. Don't. We Bhutanese have a concept of, oh, he's doing that, I think I should do that, because that's what he's doing is going well.
Okay.
So make make an identity for yourself.
Okay. Right. Be original.
Be original.
Okay.
Yeah. And never give up.
Uh-huh.
People might tend to say negative things, might tend to bring you down, but don't take it too hard, because in the entertainment business, it's always there.
Right.
You always get the good vibes, you always get the bad vibes, but what matters is your vibe. So my message is to be yourself, and enjoy your work. That's
Well,
what I do.
There you have it, Mr. Karma Samdrup. Very wise advice. Be yourself. You got to build a thick skin, especially in the entertainment business, because once you put yourself out there, you're susceptible to good feedbacks, bad feedbacks. But in the end, you got to do what you do. You got to keep doing at it. It don't matter. Be original. Be yourself, and go forward. And you will succeed once you put in that hard work. Thank you very much, Karma.
Thank you, Sangye. Thank you for having me here. And one more thing. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see more of Najan Express. I want to see, seriously, your show should continue and be more vibrant. I mean, like, it should go on a bigger scale, because you show the country, you show the people our country. You know, youngsters. We have youngsters who haven't crossed Wandi, who haven't been to Bhutan. They're already 21 years old. Some of them even 30 years old. So your show would actually show them what they're missing. Because you know what Bhutan is like. You've been to a lot of places.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. We may be, what I always tell them is, we may be a small country, but when you explore, it's a humongous place. And there's so many different unique pockets within our country that's just awe-inspiring.
I know. And at a time like this, with the coronavirus and most people not getting to go outside for vacation, well, you should explore our country. We have, like,
that's right,
better places than Bangkok.
Truly said.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you very much, Karma Samdrup, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.